Namaste. Welcome back to Waking Up with Mindful Serenity Yoga, and I'm Nancy. We're going to continue with this little exercise I do of just pulling out a question from a jar, a question that some may deem as spiritual. I like to think of it as a question that maybe the answer will help us to enhance our understanding of how we can be better people, better human beings while we're here. So that's what goes under the umbrella for spiritual for me. So I try to answer within a 10-minute time frame, and then I always suggest at the beginning that you do not adhere to anything I have to say. Do not get attached to it. Do not fall into it unless you feel some truth in it from yourself. The greatest teacher is definitely not me. It's that, nor is it all the other great teachers that are out there that people like to listen to. The greatest teacher is you and what's inside you. Okay. Did I say other great teachers? I never meant to. I meant to say the great teachers. I am not a teacher, basically, a spiritual teacher. I am just a spiritual learner. I am learning to become the best human I can be. And I love the philosophy of yoga, as well as many of the other philosophies that come from the ancient wisdom traditions. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to pull a question from the jar. Okay, I'm being fussy here. I just see that great big one in there, and I'm thinking, oh, can I handle a big one? Try a tiny little one. Okay, maybe that's not good. Okay. I'm going to, I'll tell you what the question is first. We are God's ambassador for the moment unfolding in front of us. What does that mean? We are God's ambassador for the moment unfolding in front of us. What does that mean? I'm going to set my timer while you ponder that question. You may probably answer it yourself much better than I could answer it. So, like I said, I'm no expert. We are the ambassadors of God for the moment that's unfolding in front of us. What does that mean? Now, I heard that wonderful terminology, ambassadors of God, from a Michael Singer podcast. He is one of the modern-day yogis that I have a tendency to follow. He says things in a very succinct and direct and contemporary way that helps us to understand what yoga is all about in modern-day terms. And he, of course, is the author of The Surrender Experiment, The Surrender Experiment and the Untethered Soul. So, by all means, I'm going to encourage you to read him because he does have a podcast that's out, and I listen to it faithfully 2 or 3 times a week. If you go into Temple of the Universe, you can, and then under Talks, he will refer you to the YouTube section on his videos that he offers. And Sounds True helps to put those out. So again, Michael A. Singer, have a listen, Temple of the Universe, go under Talks, and select the mode from which you like to listen to his podcast. He has a great wisdom there that he can share. Ancient wisdom, of course, that isn't his, but he shares it in a very sincere and beautiful way. So that being said, I'm going to go back to answer the question, why are we are ambassadors of God for the moment unfolding in front of us, and what does that mean? So when I say the moment, or this question says when the moment is unfolding in front of us, it means what's coming up into our direct experience. Here we are, one human of 8.3 billion humans, one being of how many trillion beings. And we are given this opportunity to experience life on this planet Earth. We are given a small subsection in our geographical area to experience. We are a certain relationship quota that we have, depending on what family we were born into, what society we were born into, what culture, what institution, how dense the geographical area is around us, and whatnot. So we have this slice of life to experience, and this slice of experience is an amazing slice of life. We are like tiny, tiny little specks of salts in this experience, and the experience around us is humongous. But even our personal experience, what unfolds in front of us as this me, is significantly tinier than the universal experience that we could have. We're on a tiny planet, floating around a tiny sun in a tiny solar system. This sun, this star, is one of trillions, I don't know how many, billions, trillions, quadrillions, I don't know, in this galaxy alone, and this galaxy is one of trillions. So yeah, so what I get to see as this little speck of salt on this tiny slice of life is going to be tiny compared to the great things, but it is big compared to me, and it is a wonderful experience, and it is beautiful, full of colors and sounds and animals and people and events, and no, it's just amazing we get to experience this. But I experience it not for this entity I created in my mind that I call me, this psyche that is simply just an accumulation of all the learned and stored events I have inside me. It is not for this person who thinks, this personality that thinks that life should go the way it needs to so that I feel good inside, and that resists anything that is unpleasant and pulls in the pleasant that makes me feel better. This is not the experience of life that I'm here to share as an ambassador of God. The ambassador of God simply means that I am a tiny, tiny wave on the ocean of life, on God's ocean of life. 8.3 billion human waves, how many other being waves is there? But I get to experience a small section of that ocean and being a wave on that ocean. But I'm still part of the ocean. So the ocean gets to experience what's up out of the depths through me, because I crest and trough like a wave does. I am here in this human body, in this human form, moving around on this slice of earth, slice of life I'm given. So the essence of who I am, that divinity, that godness, gets to experience this life through me and the other 8.3 billion humans or beings on this planet. So it's seeing it all at once, right? Gets to see it through me, gets to see it through someone in Australia, gets to see it through someone in the Arctic, gets to see it through, someone on Brazilian beach. So it gets to see it through all these beings. We are ambassadors of God. We're here to experience this life for God, so that this life that is breathed through me is honored and respected and enjoyed and experienced fully, right? That's what we're here to do as ambassadors of God. Our essence, that which exists beyond this little me we created and this psyche with all its selecting and its pushing away, is God. It's a part of God. We are a part of that ocean. We are little waves on that ocean. We are beams of light from the sun. No, we're not the sun, and no, we're not the ocean in the sense that we are not that grand. We're just small little sections of it, but we're sections of it. We shine, right? We move, we experience. And the light from the sun, the source, gets to experience that shining through us. Yet, this is who we are through our consciousness and our awareness and our ability to see and experience. We've taken this amazing focus that we have, this amazing awareness. We've taken this role of ambassador of God and just dimmed it down and dimmed it down and dimmed it down to what's going on in my office, at my desk, in front of me with my problems and my desires and my needs. And we've limited it because we're not looking at all that's around us. We're not looking out the window and seeing the beauty. We're focusing on what's in here, the thoughts, the feelings. How am I going to avoid this knots of feeling I have stored inside me from being encouraged to come up to the surface and be relived again? How am I going to prevent that person from saying that to me? How am I going to prevent myself from experiencing the pain I experienced as a child? How am I going to get what I want from life so I don't feel like I have a hole inside me all the time? And that's what we take as Ambassador God, our role as. And so we're limiting the godness in that role, ambassador of God. We are not showing God everything there is to show because we're not experiencing life fully. We're not living in the moment. We're living up here in our thoughts and feelings and our little meanness. and we're not honoring the role we've been given. We have the opportunity to represent God here on this planet, to make a difference, to do good, to love, to experience joy and bliss. And yet we're so focused on little me, so focused on our problems, so focused on the not hurting or not stirring up these samskaras, so focused on getting what we want so we feel better. And even when we get what we want, we don't feel better for very long, do we? We forget who we are and what we're here to do. Earth is a place, often said, and I've heard it through Gary Suvak and many others, a place where souls come to evolve. As a soul, we are that wave on the ocean. As a soul, we are that beam of sunlight coming down onto the earth. We're here to shine. We're here to refresh. We're here to quench the thirst of the thirsty. We're here to make a positive difference and to grow and learn. Not to run away from our role, screaming, oh, I can't take that, I don't like that, I don't want that, like I tend to do. We need to honor what we've been given and make sure that what we're showing God through what we bring back to God is an amazing life experience. And what we're showing the world around us as ambassadors of God is God, because we're here to represent God. And when I say God, I mean that energy, that source, that love. That's the foundation of all things in this world. So yeah, we're ambassadors of God, and that's what I think that means. And listen to Michael Eisinger talk about it. I'm sure he can do a much better job than I could. I just want to share that amount. Thank you so much. I do have some time left, believe it or not, 3 seconds. Doing good. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.